Okay. All right, so we've done monohybrid crosses up until now, and mono means one. So it's just where you're looking at one trait. So we were trying to find out, according to the parents' alleles, was the child going to be tall, or, we use SpongeBob, so we would do yellow bodies and blue bodies and tall eyes and short eyes and all that for the crabs and all that stuff. So this time what we're doing, if you'll notice at the top of the worksheet, it says dihybrid, okay? If you want to look at more than one trait at one time, you can do that, and it's called a dihybrid cross. But now instead of using 4 squares, it winds up being 16 squares. But you can use those traits and figure them out at the same time. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice using those. And then I'm going to show you, I want you to know how to do dihybrid practice using a Punnett square. But then I'm going to show you a shorter, easier method of doing it without having to draw all the boxes. Okay? So I want you to have at least seen it and used this method, but then we're going to show you another way that that AP suggests that you do it, which is actually a little easier than this. So, all right, so let's look first of all at the top. The way we figure out our genotypes is going to be exactly the same way that we did for the monohybrid crosses. Okay, they've got a chart there for you, dominant, recessive, all that's going to be the same. Heterozygous means the same, homozygous means the same, hybrid, purebred. The only thing, you're going to be putting basically 2 genotypes side by side. So instead of having one genotype that's 2 letters, you're going to have one genotype that is now 4 letters. Okay? And you'll just put the 2 letters right beside the next 2 letters. So if you have heterozygous round eyes, that's what number 1 says. Okay, what is round eyes going to be represented by?
Big R.
Big R. Okay, so if you have heterozygous round eyes, what would be the genotype?
Big R or big R, little r.
All right, it's going to be big R, little r, in this case, since it's heterozygous. So we know if it's hetero, it's going to be different, okay, 2 different alleles. All right, but they also have, we know that they have a blue body. What is blue body represented by? All right, little y. So if they were a blue body, what would their genotype have to be for them to be blue? 2 little y's, because if you've got a big one there, it's not going to be blue. You do not have to put a comma between them. Don't put a slash between them. You just put those right side by side. Okay? So it'll be big R, little r, and then 2 little y's right side by side. Okay? Now, if you have a hybrid eye shape, okay, for our eye shape, we are still using the R's. Okay, so if it is hybrid, what does that mean? It's heterozygous. They're different. It's a mixed genotype. So you've got the big R, little r again. All right, but then we're talking about round pants, their body shape. So what would that genotype be?
Little s, little s.
Little s, little s. Okay? So make sure that on those y's and s's that you're putting your line up above it, okay, so that you're signifying that it's small. Okay, all right, go ahead and do the third one. Look at those 2 and fill it out. All right, if it's a purebred round pants, what's that? Little s, little s. Okay, and then our heterozygous long nose? Big L, little l. Okay. All right, so we got it so far. It's the same thing that we've been doing. Basically, except you're just putting them side by side. Okay? All right, so we're looking at the question underneath that says, SpongeBob's aunt, who has round pants, has a cute stubby nose. She has finally found the sponge of her dreams and is ready to settle down. Her fiancé always comments on how adorable her nose is. He says it reminds him of his mother's. Oh, how sweet. They wonder what the chances are of that trait being passed on.